to welcome Mr. Bamidele Ayemibo. So I would like to tell us briefly about Mr. Bamidele. So Mr. Bamidele is an international business consultant. He's an international marketing expert. He's an American chartered specialist. Bamidele Ayemibo is a consultant at 3T Impest Trade Academy, an arm of 3T Impest Consulting. He's an export king who is fondly known as for trade consultant in numerous and has numerous trade certifications. He's an international business management consultant and an export business market development expert. He's the first American chartered trade specialist in Nigeria and the first certified specialist in demand guarantee in Nigeria and among the first 10 in Africa. Mr. Bamidele holds masters in international business with law from Salford University, Manchester, United Kingdom. And he also holds PhD in international business and marketing with Leeds University, United States of America. He conceived and designed so many training establishments for exporters, for importers, for people who are interested in dealing business. He's also a member of International Chamber of Commerce Working Group on Trade Digitalization and Blockchain in the World as part of the ICC Commission and Custom Trade Facilitation. He's a facilitator at Lagos Business School of Pan Atlantic University, an export business mentor on the UK Edge, and so many other establishments. So he's somebody that has been into so many business establishments, and he has raised a whole lot of people in the business world on how to start up and take bold steps and achieve remarkable results. So it's an honor to welcome you, sir, Mr. Bamidele Ayemibo. I would like to hand over to you as we take us on the step to taking remarkable bold steps in our life. Thank you, sir. You are welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. Can you enable me to share my slide?
Sir.
Can you enable me to share my slide?
Yes, exactly, sir. You can share your slides. Yes, I think that would be perfect by us.
I'm not enabled yet. The person that created the meeting should help. I think.
Admin, please kindly enable speaker to share the slides for the session.
All right, while that is going on, thank you very much for having me. It's an honor to be here. This is a great work being done to help each and every one of us to be able to live a more meaningful and impactful life. So that at the end of the day, we come into this world and make our mark and be able to contribute our own quota for the advancement of mankind. I'll be speaking on the sub-theme of our topic, daring the impossible and achieving the extraordinary. Daring the impossible and achieving the extraordinary. This is a very important topic. And the reason it's important is because generally we are in an environment where people don't dare to do great things. We're in an environment where more often than not, even by the time we are growing up, we've been beaten and battered in such a way that we don't even aspire to do great things. So more often than not, we only aspire to just survive. Think about this. A child is born, he goes to school. When he finishes primary, he goes to secondary, then university, then he finishes school. Then they will tell him to get a job. Then he gets a job, then he gets married, then he have kids, he has a car, he has a house, he grows old and die. What a way to live life. And some people will be boasting that they've achieved something by being able to send their children to school, or because they are able to have a house over their head or to have a car. Then I ask them a question. The phone in your hand is the product of someone. The bed you are sleeping on is the product of someone. The chair you are sitting on is the product of someone. Almost everything that makes life convenient for you is the product of someone. So the question is, if all those people think exactly the way you think, are we going to have all these things in our world? So people don't really dare to achieve great things in their life, even though they have greatness residing in them. Why? Because of our environment. So to achieve the extraordinary in this life, you must be ready to dare the impossible. As a matter of fact, the fact that nobody has done is the reason why you should attempt it. The reason why many are unable to do the impossible in their life is because of a wrong mindset. You know, as you grow up, there's so many things you pick up subconsciously. There's so many things. Because of the environment where you grew up, there are so many things you pick up subconsciously, and you're not even aware that you pick up those things. And if you don't do something about it, what will happen at the end of the day is that you will think you are living a normal life, and everything appears normal to you. But indeed, you are living a suboptimal life when you compare it to what you are really capable of doing. Wrong mindset are created by self-sabotaging belief system that you pick up from your family, school, religious organization while you are growing up. So it's really not your fault. But the challenge is that it's really not your fault. But the challenge is that you have picked up this baggage and it's not helping you to make the desired progress in your life. And you need to be aware of it. The self-limiting belief. For example, in Africa, we are very religious. So we hang everything on God. Things that unbelievers will do, things that people that don't even believe in God will do, we will be praying for God to do it. Then I begin to ask myself, is that not height of irresponsibility? If some people are not praying for it and they are unable to get it, which means God already put that capacity in every man to achieve it, why will some people be praying for it? And of course, he doesn't answer that prayer. And it leads to great frustration. But it's a mindset that makes someone to think that way. I call it the law of personal responsibility. That God will not do for you what he has given you the capacity, the intellect to do for yourself. So this morning, I'll be talking about 4 things. I have a preamble, then preparation, then process, and then I'll round up with some very important principles. I believe life is all about principles, and that you must live life based on principle. And that if you don't live life based on principle, you will likely struggle through life. But if you learn to live life based on principle, principle doesn't change. Principle are universal, experience is secular. So if you don't live life based on principle, you are going to have a lot of challenge because you are going to live life based on guesswork. Now, look at this. There are people that have a fixed mindset, but some people have a growth mindset. The fixed mindset give up easily. My potential is predetermined, like predestination. I'm predestined that this is how my life will go. Failure is the limit of my ability. My intelligence is static. I avoid challenges. I'm okay with the comfort zone. I stick to what I know. Feedback and criticism is taken personal. I will never improve. I am either good at it or I'm not. There's no point even trying. Fixed mindset. Mindset. How about growth mindset? Like to try new things. I can learn to do what I want. Failure is not seen as failure. but seen as opportunity for growth. My intelligence can be developed, and I embrace challenges. Challenges is part of life. Someone called it the breakfast of champions. I learn from feedback. I'm trying and never to give up. I am inspired by others, other people's success. I don't jealous of them. My mistake helped me to grow. I have accepted that ignorance is a gift. It makes everybody humble to want to learn. Nobody knows it all. Nobody knows it all. But if you are going to achieve it impossible, you must have a growth mindset. You know, the scripture says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So my goal this morning is to see how I can influence your mind, to renew it a little bit. Because if the mind change, a lot of things will change in our life. That's the beauty of life. If the mindset change, a lot of things will change. Because the mindset influences so many things about you. And I will show you the target tree very soon. So when the mindset is renewed, there'll be a new result. Because there'll be a new thinking. There'll be a new action. There'll be a new behavior. So there'll be a lot of new things you will do just because there's a change of mindset. When the scripture says, be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind, it's basically saying, change your mindset. Change your mindset. Change your mindset. Embrace a mindset that allows you to grow. Drop the self-limiting belief. You know, as humans, sometimes you need to sit down and query all that you have believed. If you don't query all you have believed, it might be too late before you realize you have believed a lie. You must query all you have believed and check it very well and be convinced this is the way to go. So that at the end of the day, you will be, because if you don't query it, you don't even know when it's wrong. And I just give an example. Human beings, we believe that God will do everything for them. A very wrong mindset. God does not control the rain. He set a principle in place called water cycle. We are the one in our activity interfering with the climate. If everything is in order, the rain will fall when it's supposed to fall. Summer, winter, spring, autumn, it comes uninterrupted. Day and night, it comes uninterrupted. Rainy season, dry season, come on it. No, because the principle has been set in place. If you embrace principle, that you have a mind that can do such a great thing in this world, then you even attempt it in the first place. Some will never take a bold step because they don't even believe they can do it. They look at their life, their background, their family, and that is what defines what they do. Nobody has ever done it in the family. How will I be the first one to do it? I can't even do it. Wrong mindset. So this wrong mindset make it difficult to achieve any reasonable result. If you begin to see someone with new results in his life, I can assure you, the person have a new mindset. A new mindset. A new thinking. Do you know what the scripture says? It said, be mindful of what you think, because your thoughts control your life. Be mindful of what you think, because your thoughts control your life. That you are here this morning is a mindset that brought you here. A growth mindset. There are people who know about this. Nothing really they are doing right now, but are not joining. They don't have that mindset. Growth mindset. Growth mindset. Growth mindset. Look at this. This is a very important chart, and I need you to follow me diligently. The first there is environment. You were created in an environment. This environment is what determines your experience. The reason why they take light, you say up NEPA, or NEPA has taken light, is because of your environment. It has created an experience that makes darkness to be normal. Story was told of a Nigerian that went to the US for a wedding. And the wedding was taking place the next morning, He's I think where he's staying, I don't know if it's his friend's house or whatever it is. And he said he has to quickly iron his clothes in case they take life. It's in the US for the wedding tomorrow. But this person is in the US. But the environment he grew up already tell him that, look, taking light can happen anytime. He wants to iron his clothes so that they won't take light in the US. Before he came to him, said, come, what's up? I'm not in Nigeria now. The Nigeria environment have damaged us. I'm telling you, all of us. It has so damaged us such that we don't even know we are living in an abnormal society. That some of the things we experience is archaic. Archaic. And that we have seen normal. So you start from an environment. The environment creates an experience. The experience affects the knowledge of how life works. So you have an environment. What creates your environment? The media, your parent, your sibling, your school, the religious environment you grew up. The media, the school, the family, or the parent, and even religious environment. All these affect your environment, and they create the experience you have about how life works. Your experiences in life affect your knowledge about how life works. Some people believe the only way to survive in the world or in life is to get a job. Some people believe the only way to survive is to do business. Different knowledge of how life works. Some believe you have to go to school. Some people, you don't even need to go to school. Knowledge of how life works. The knowledge affects your belief system. The knowledge affect your belief system. The knowledge affect your belief system. The belief system affect the things you value. The belief system affect the things you value. You are here because you value knowledge. If you don't value knowledge, you will not be here. The belief system affect the things you value. Oh, you like reading the Bible? You like praying? You like studying? You like going for seminars? You don't like reading? You don't like studying? You don't like going for seminars? Whatever you do is because of your value system. And the value is based on your belief. Your value determines your choices. And your choices affect your action. So you come here, that was a choice. That choice was based on the fact that you value knowledge. The fact that you value knowledge was based on the fact that you believe you grow by learning. Your belief was based on the knowledge you have about how life works. Your knowledge was based on the experience you have had in life. And that experience is based on the environment. If you want to change your action, change your environment. You want to change your action? Change what you hear and what you see. Your eyes and your ear are gateway to your heart. Your eyes and your ears are gateway to your heart. And they influence everything about you. They influence everything about you. Unfortunately, it is subconscious. That's the challenge. So many people don't even know why they do what they do. The reason why you do what they do, the reason why you do what you do is exactly what I'm showing you this morning. Now, having done with this, let's move on to the preparation. Now, you want to achieve the impossible? Understand what is called the passion, talent, market situation equation. The passion, talent, market equation. The passion, talent, market equation. Passion plus market minus talent equals to dream, daydreaming. You are passionate about anything, there's market for that thing, but you have not had skill or competence to do it. It's called daydreaming. You're just dreaming. Some people love football, passionate about football. Some people did not eat when they beat us recently because they are very passionate. There's market for them. People can hire you to play in a club, but you cannot play football. You are just daydreaming. Look at the next equation. Passion plus talent minus market equals to hobby. I love football. I can play football, but nobody is signing me on to a club. Football become a hobby. Football become a hobby. Then talent or skill plus market minus passion equals to job. So people are on a job that they don't like, yet they go to do it. They don't enjoy what they do, but they go there. They're not passionate about it, but they have the skill to do it, and someone is willing to pay them for it. They have a job. For you to achieve the impossible, you must do what you love. Because, as I will talk about it later on, you need time to grow to a level, to be able to do those things. But to grow to that level, you will go through a lot of challenges. What keeps you at that time is the fact that you love what you do. Is the fact that you love what you do. The fact that you love what you do. The question is, do you love what you do? You can do the impossible if you can't devote all the time to be able to achieve what you want to achieve. So look at these career clusters. It was done by Dr. John Holland, and he tried to categorize human into about 6 areas. He says some are realistic, some are investigative, some are artistic, some are social, some are enterprising, and some are conventional. He said the investigative are people with math and science ability. They like working alone, solving complex problems. They like dealing with ideas rather than people or things. Then the artistic. These are people with artistic ability and like to imagine. They like creating original work. They like dealing with ideas rather than things. Then the social. These are people with social skill, interested in social relationships, helping others solve problems. They like to deal with people rather than things. Then we have the enterprising. These are people with leadership and speaking ability. They like to be influential. They are interested in politics and economics. They like to deal with people and ideas, but they don't like dealing with things. Then we have the conventional. These are people with clerical and math ability. They prefer working indoors. They like organizing things. They like to deal with words and numbers. They rather than people or ideas. Then the realist. People with mechanical and athletic abilities, they like working outdoors with tools and objects. They prefer to deal with things rather than ideas, rather than people, rather. Now, why is this important? If you are going to achieve the impossible, you must locate your own location. Someone said, for you to receive full allocation from life, you must locate your own location. For you to receive full allocation from life, you must locate your own location. For you to receive full allocation from life, you must locate your own location. So if you are going to achieve the impossible, your creativity must be at the highest level. And that must mean you are doing what you love to do. You're not doing it under duress. You're not doing it under stress. You're not doing it under compulsion. Your gold is in your gift. Your profit is tied to your potential. And your treasure is tied to your talent. So discovering yourself, which I guess you did recently, is extremely important on the journey to achieving the impossible. That what seems to be impossible, because you need to be able to work with things you love to do. That is when you come out. Someone said it's important to know that you are created an original, don't die a photocopy of others. So to discover yourself, educate yourself by reading material on self-discovery, attempt to do things new, engage your friends and relatives, ask them about yourself, examine your success stories, inquire through prayer, and evaluate what you are good at. Evaluate what you are good at. Now, when you discover who you are, you discover your talent, you discover your innate ability. No, it's in the raw state. You must move from the level of talent to skill. You must convert your talent to a transferable and rewardable format, and that is called skill. When you transfer your talent to transferable and rewardable format, that's called skill. There are people that organize different programs on campus. They organize programs, they organize events. That's natural. He just enjoyed it, but he now went to do project management. He went to do Scrum Master. He went to do Prince 2. He has converted his talent to skill. Skill means I have it. I can do it. But skill is not enough. Skill is not enough. You must convert skill to competence. Skill, I can do it. Skill, I can do it. Skill, I can do it. Competence, I have done it again and again. Competence, I have done it again and again. This means I have done it. So there is a track record of performance. There is a track record of performance. But don't stop at the level of competence. You have talent, convert it to skill. You have skill, convert it to competence. But you need to move from a level of competence to become an expert. This means you have done it again and again, and you have achieved your 10,000 hour rule or 10-year rule. You have achieved the 10,000 hour rule. You have become an expert. You will perform 99 out of 100. You are always able to perform. Why are you always able to perform? You are an expert. You are an expert. Being an expert is not enough. Being an expert is not enough. You must convert expert to become an authority. When do you become an authority? When you are instructing your industry about new ideas. When you are fulfilling God's mandate and having dominion in that sector. That is when you are an authority. When people are reading you, they are reading you, they are listening to you because of your contribution to that sector. It is at this level then you can begin to bring into existence those things that be not. You can begin to dare the impossible because you have grown your skill. So this preparation level is so important. But before you achieve the impossible, there's a process to it. So what's the process? After you discover yourself, the next thing to do is to give your life a thrust. Give your life a direction based on your area of gifting. So what are the challenges in your environment? What is the problem in your environment that you really want to solve? I strongly believe that the only way mankind will glorify God in your life is when they see your good works. It's when they see the result that you are creating. When you are achieving the impossible and increasing joy and peace in the world. So you must have a vision of the future you want to see. You must have a vision of the future you want to see. If you don't have a vision, you are going nowhere. He said, without vision, the people perish. Without vision, the people cast off restraint. Without vision, the people perish because they cannot see. You cannot feature in a future you have not pictured. So what is that impossible you want to achieve? What is that impossible you want to achieve? What is that impossible you want to see? What is that impossible that you want to achieve? What is that impossible that you want to see? Nothing happened by chance in life. Nothing happened by chance in life. In this life, you have to be deliberate. Interestingly, you either live by default or by design. In life, you are either living by default or by design. You are living by default when there is no vision, there's no direction. Everything is happenstance. The circumstances determine what you do. If your opportunity shows up, you do it. If your opportunity does not show up, you don't do it. So now it's a fad to travel abroad. If you have the money, you can process it, you do it. Not because you have a vision of what you want to go and do there, not knowing that a lizard in Nigeria cannot be an alligator in the US. Because there's no vision. What do you want to do with your life? You know, I believe so much in the principle of scriptures. So I think in scriptures, he said, labor not for the meat that perisheth. Do you know what that statement means? Don't live your life based on your economics. Don't let what to eat and what to drink determine decisions you make in life. Life is far, far bigger than survival. If what to eat and what to drink is what determines what you do, you remain a mediocre. You can't achieve anything significant. Why? There's no vision. There's no vision. There's no vision. What change do you hope to see in your world? What solution are you trying to bring to the world? Please note that this could be purely in the business environment, or it can be a social enterprise. What is important is that it is impactful, it is novel, it is new, it appears to be unattainable because of what it takes to get it done. Because of what it takes to get it done. So, vision is what you are by virtue of what you're saying. It is defined as purpose in picture. It is a seed, seeing itself as a tree with fruit on it, why it's still a seed? When a person believes in a vision to a point where he's willing to die for it, a leader is born. True vision is about human being. It protects life, it preserves it, it promotes it, it advances it. When you see your vision of the future, the present discomfort becomes meaningful. When you see your vision of the future, the present discomfort becomes meaningful. It's when you don't have a vision that you are concerned about your present discomfort. When you know why, you can bear anyhow. When you don't know why, you cannot bear anyhow. Do you know the scripture says, Jesus Christ, for the hope that was set before him, endured the cross. Even Jesus, he needs to see something ahead to be able to endure the pain of the cross. To be able to endure the pain of the cross. He sees something ahead. He sees something ahead. He sees something ahead to endure the pain of the cross. It's only when you know why you can bear anyhow. If there's no picture of the future you desire, every discomfort becomes a challenge for you. Because you don't know the reason why you're going through it. What should characterize your vision, by the way? It should be people-oriented. It should be people-oriented. It should be problem-solving. It should be people-oriented. Remember, we're looking at achieving the impossible. What is it you want to achieve? What is your problem your skill is solving? How many people do you want to reach? Your vision must be people-oriented. People-oriented. It must be problem-solving. The whole idea you acquire of becoming authority in your field is to give you skill to solve problems and to give you some level of following so you can build a team to work together. Problem solving. It must be prayerfully crafted. It must be penciled down. But more importantly, it should be your principal focus. Your sleeping and waking thought. 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 Because it's a vision that you hope to achieve. Now, with the vision, the picture of the future you see, you set goals. The goals should be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. The goal should be smart. Then you set objectives. Objective as subunit of your goal. Let me be a bit practical. There is a lady I know, we're together in Unilag. He studied computer science, but today he runs an NGO in which children go to the school free of charge. Free shoes, free bag, free everything. He has a vision to get children off the street. Our passion is about out of school children. For someone else, it might be a solution for a problem in the world with technology. It might be a solution for a problem for a group of people with technology. For me, it's about empowering businesses, creating market for them around the world. And also seeing young people realizing their potential. Because I realize that people have enormous potential, but they're not even aware of it. So the goal is now defining, if I have the vision, how many people do I want to reach? It must be smart. It must be measurable. Maybe this sister wants to reach 1,000 children, for example, or 1 million children, broken down into objectives. How many girls? How many boys? How many in Lagos? How many in Africa? Objective. The way you add the objective together, it must achieve the goal. If the goal is 100, maybe small girls 60, boys 40, If you add it together, you achieve the goal. So the objective must add up to the goal. The goal must realize the vision. Then strategies. How do I go about it? How do I raise financing? How do I get started? What training do I need? How do I publicize it? How do I reach my target audience? Strategy. Based on strategy, there is plan. There is plan. So if it's a business and you want to create a product, how do you intend to create that product? Planning is putting timeline to your strategy, implementation of your strategy. So daily activity based on your plan, the plan to implement the strategy to achieve the objective to realize the goal, and the goal to achieve our vision. Now, you need this in mind. So what do you want to achieve? What do you think your life is about? Do you know when you were created? You were created with a unique gift to bless your world. Before I form you in the belly, I ordain you a prophet to a nation. You have a reason for existence. You know, I have issue with Christians. The issue I have with Christians is that when a Christian thinks he came into this world to be born again and to go to heaven, I can't understand that. Going to heaven, yes, but that's not why you're here. If you believe that is why you're here, so what will you say about Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, where there's no need to be born again? Where there's no need to be born again. So why were they created? No, answer that question. Why were they created? To come and make heaven? Of course, they have a purpose on the earth. He said, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, subdue it, have dominion. That is why you're here. Achieve the impossible. Contribute your own quota for advancement of mankind. Why you're doing that? Ensure relationship with God to make it to heaven at the end of the day. But you're not here because you want to be born again. It doesn't make sense. Because some people, because they believe in God, they are born again, they do nothing with their life. And they ridicule Christianity and make their earthly useless. Why? There's no vision. There's no vision. The only vision they have is to go to heaven. And let me tell you, those kind of people, frustration and lack make them not able to prepare for heaven in the first place. Because they're not able to create value in their life. You must create value with your life. He said, be fruitful. I discovered different kind of fruitfulness. Different level of fruitfulness. Fruit of your hand, your work. Fruit of your thought, your idea. Fruit of your mouth, your word. Fruit of your character. Fruit of the spirit, your character. Some people only look at the fruit of the womb. But there are many fruitfulness. Fruit of your thought, your idea. What are you doing with it? Let mankind see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. If they don't see your good works, they will not glorify your Father. If they don't see your good works, you can't even influence them. We claim to be Christian. All that we use to worship God are produced by unbelievers. Where is your fruit? What is it that is impossible in your fruit that nobody has done that you have the vision to achieve? As I round up, I'll talk about the principle that should guide us. Number one principle, I call it the law of gestation. You want to achieve the impossible? Follow this principle. It's called the law of gestation. Every good thing or idea you work at take time to materialize. So avoid the temptation of hasty result. You need time. Remember the 10,000-hour rule. You need time to become an expert so you can create value. Principle number two is called the law of mental labor. The more you sweat in your brain, the more you sweat in your muscle, the less you earn. Before.
And you realize in
a factory.
You go to a factory.
You go to a factory, and you realize in a factory that there are 3 sets of people. There are some people outside in the sun carrying load on their head, in and outside the factory. There are another set of people inside the factory producing with machine, but they have a covering over their head. They are not sweating like people in the sun outside. There are another set of people in the same organization, inside the office, under AC, working on the computer. The 4 set of people are using muscular energy. The one in the factory are using mechanical energy. The one in the office is using mental energy. Out of these 3 people, who sweat the most? The muscular energy. Who sweat the most? The muscular energy. Who earn the most? The mental energy. The more you sweat in your brain, the more you earn. The more you sweat in your muscle, the less you earn. Number 3, the law of promotion. The more consistent you are diligent in doing the right thing, the higher your chance of promotion in life. The more consistent you are in diligently doing the right thing, the higher your chance of promotion in life. The law of vision. I've spoken about this already. You only become what you see in your future. You cannot feature in a future you have not pictured. You cannot feature in a future you have not pictured. The law of gift deployment. To become significant in life, you must discover, you must develop, and must deploy your gift to bless your world. At every point in time, as human beings, you are either at the level of survivor, the level of successful, or the level of significance. When you're at level of significance, you are doing the extraordinary. You have taken the bold step and going in the right direction. Look at this. If you are at the level of survivor, you should desire significance. Don't desire successful. In the course of becoming significant, you will become successful. Success means you are okay, you are comfortable, it's all about me, myself, and I. If I'm comfortable, I can buy anything I want. But when you get to the point of significance, you're not thinking about yourself again. You are thinking about others. Greatness. Greatness is not about you. It's about others. A person that is great is someone that has been a blessing to the world. The law of credibility. A product or service that consistently deliver good results will enjoy cheap publicity from its customers. A product or service that consistently deliver good results will enjoy cheap publicity from customers. The law of teamwork. You want to achieve the impossible? You cannot do it alone. You need a team. The only time you will have a follower or following is when you become an authority. When people respect you, they know what value they can derive from you. Nothing can stop whatsoever a group of people have imagined and determined to do in unity. Nothing can stop them. If they have imagined it and they are determined and they are united, they will achieve it. The law of seasonal cycle. Every effort and result of human endeavor, we always go through cycle of ups and down, of night and darkness, of planting and harvest. Every human being, we go through this cycle. Every human being, we go through this cycle. Every human being, we go through this cycle. No matter what you do. The challenge is that when you start sometimes, you're always in a hurry. Human beings, we are always in a hurry. Why are we in a hurry? Because we are avoiding the law of gestation. We want quick, sharp, quick, sharp, quick, sharp, quick, sharp. Why? Indomie mentality. instant noodles, instant milk, instant soup. That is robbing of us of patience and perseverance in life. The law of seasonal cycle. So when you're down, when things are down, look, what is going on is that you need to, that's the time to plant. That's the planting season. That's the planting season. The time of darkness is the time to recuperate, to get more energy and sleep. The time of light, the time of light, the time of harvest is the time to work. What you do in the dark time is what determines what you get in the light. What you do in the planting season determines what you get in the harvest. The law of opportunity. Everyone will have numerous opportunity in life. Everyone will have numerous opportunity in life. What you make of it is dependent on your preparation. Every one of us, we have opportunities in life. The challenge is that you will never see some opportunities because your eyes are not open to see it, because you are not prepared to take advantage of an opportunity. Your eyes is not open to see it because you don't see with your eyes, you see with your mind. You don't see with your eyes, you see with your mind. You only see to the level of what you know. You only see to the level of what you know. If you don't see, if you cannot see, you will be able to take advantage of it. So opportunity will come, but will you be able to take advantage of it? Opportunity will come, but will you be able to take advantage of it? The law of opportunity. As I close, the law of innovation. The law of innovation. Someone call it the law of the loophole. There is nothing that man does that is perfect. There is nothing that man done that is perfect. There's nothing that man can do that without defect. That imperfection is the energy of the next invention. That imperfection is the energy of the next invention. That imperfection is the energy of the next invention. You need to see the kind of plane that the Wright brothers started with. The first time I entered A380 Airbus with double-decker, carrying almost 400 people, taking off with ease and landing with ease. But when you look at the plane that was done before, compared to this, and even this Airbus is still nothing compared to what will happen in future. I don't know if you use 3310. Do you use Nokia 3310? Do you use Windows 97, Windows 98, Windows 2000, Windows XP? Compare it with Windows 11, Windows 12, and what we have today. Compare 3310 to the smartphone you have today. And the smartphone you have today is still in a defect. It's still having a defect. The next level is coming. Everything that mankind do is having a defect. That imperfection is the energy of the next invention. And that's where you come in. That's where you come in to be able to achieve that which seems impossible in that area. Now, look at the problem, the law of exposure. Your reality in life results from the information and knowledge that you have come in contact with in your journey of life. Ladies and gentlemen, circumstances are always overrated. Circumstances are always overrated. Your reality, even though it might be true, is not the truth about you. Your reality right now, whatever it is, even though it's true, it is not the truth about you. It is the duty of human spirit to outgrow known self. It is the duty of human spirit to outgrow known self. Circumstances are always overrated. Reality, even though might appear true, is not the truth about you. But it is your duty to outgrow known self. Your reality in life is the result of what you have come in contact with. If we're born in China, if you are born in America, If you're born in UK or in Japan, your reality will be different. Don't overrate your reality. Don't overrate your circumstances. Circumstances are always overrated because the way you think about it is not really the truth. The way you treat the guy is because of what you have come across in your journey in life. It's because what you have come across in your journey in life. It's because what you have come across in your journey in life. Your reality is not true. Your reality is not true. It's the duty of human spirit to outgrow known self. That's the way you can achieve the impossible. Your reality in life is as a result of information, knowledge that you have come in contact with along your journey in life. And lastly, the law of ideas. The law of ideas. Nothing will work. No idea will work until you do the work. No idea will work until you do the work. Idea remain idea until you act on it. Idea remain an idea until you act on it. If you don't act on it, nothing will work until you do the work. Nothing will work until you do the work. As I close, I would like to say, the impossible is only in your mind. The impossible is only in your mind. Ladies and gentlemen, you must break self-limiting belief that make you to think, this is not for me. You must break self-limiting belief that make you to think, this is not for me. You must break self-limiting belief. How do you break it? Be ye transformed by renewing your mind. You see what you have learned today? Don't listen to it once. It's being recorded. Listen to it several times. Think on it. Meditate on it. And I mean listen to it several times. So you can hear what I am not saying, but which you must hear. Because that's what makes you take action. You know, when you go for a seminar like this, the reason why you don't take action is because faith is not back in your heart. It says, faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing until you hear it again and again and again and again. And light breaks until you hear it again and again and again and again. And you become transformed by removing the self-limiting belief. You will not do anything about it. That's the challenge we have as humans, sincerely. That's the challenge we have as humans. Many people go for a number of programs and seminars, but they don't put it into practice. You know why? They don't believe it. You know why they don't believe it? Faith has not been battered in their heart. As I close and entertain some questions, finally, I would like to say, if you want to achieve the extraordinary, you must discover yourself. You must develop yourself. You must deploy your gift to bless your world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bamidele Ayemibo. We are happy to have you, and I believe that we are blessed by your speech. I want to appreciate you for your words and for your contribution. An issue abundant. So I hope fast. Me, I have learned so many things. I learned so many lines, and I believe that we have also learned. I would like to know, like to hear from us, one or two of us, what our takeaway from Mr. Bamidele's session. Please, if you learned one or two things, please so that the admin can unmute you, so you can just yes, very quickly. I believe you have learned a lot from today's session. So if you learned anything, kindly signify so that you will be unmuted. Yes. Anybody there? Yes?
Hello, good morning, sir. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir. Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah,
So,
this is Solomon Ilori.
okay, Mr. You're welcome. Yeah.
Yes, I just want to appreciate our speaker. I received this just the invitation with a very short notice. I tried to cancel some of my schedule for today, and I never regret of it.
No.
This presentation, I don't know, is too loaded. It's too loaded. I don't know. So I don't know. I want to ask from the organizers if we can get the recorded. I mean the recorded the link to this speech, and not only that, if the Mr. Bamidele can make available a request. I don't know if he would like to make the presentation slide available to the participants of today, because it delivers in such a rate that is not, I don't know, it's very difficult to grab as many information as possible. I know that will also help us. I'm really blessed. I'm happy that I attended the program of this morning. So to Mr. Bamidele, we say thank you. God bless you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much for your request. Please, have you registered for did you register for the event? Hello?
No, I didn't register. Please, you can send me the link. I will register now.
The link will be sent to everyone. In case you've not registered for the event, please kindly do register. What we'll do is that in the next 24 hours, we'll be uploading the recordings of this session to our YouTube channel, and we'll be sharing the link to all the people that registered via mail. So please kindly register, and I assure you that once you register, you get the link to the video and the slides on your mail. Thank you very much. So,
Okay,
do you have any other question or anybody that want to tell us briefly what he or she took away from the session? Yes.
Hello, Praise. Please, can you drop the registration link on the chat to everybody on this call so that they can register
I'll do
24 hours after the video? Please drop the registration link so everybody can see it. Thank you.
While I'm doing that, yes. Okay, in the absence of, yes. Okay, in the absence of more, I just want us to do a very, very short one. So if you've been following up the chat, you will see what I posted there when the sessions were still going. Taking some remarkable bold steps in our life, and which has influenced us. Please, I would like one or two persons to share with us one particular bold step, how it influenced you. I believe that some of us are taking steps in our life, in our career, in our business, or maybe one thing or the other. So please, you can share with us one particular bold step you've taken in your life and how it has influenced your life. Yes. Everybody is open to the question, both our speakers, our moderators, our leaders, anybody. Yes, a particular bold step you've taken in your life and how it has influenced your life, or how it's affected you? We would like to learn, we would like to get some things from that.
Can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Still feeling okay. Thank you so much, sir. This is so impactful. I had to like deprive myself of some sleep to. It's still pretty early here, but I'm glad I took that decision. But that's not my response to your questions. I just first want to appreciate our speaker. Yeah, it was so loaded. So for me, I was in consulting. I was doing IT audit, and after school, that was my first major career. So this is like a career change. So I was doing IT audit. I would consult, go to banks headquarters, go and run reports on their audit, on their ERP control systems, and I was doing pretty well. I was promoted to like managing the company in Nigeria. There was a branch in Ghana, so I was in charge of the Nigerian branch, and it was like a decent pay, good pay, and I was like at the top of it. So I stumbled on, my uncle sent a link to me about a company called Andela, and it was like if I was going to join this company, obviously I was going to start afresh, like an entry level role, and the pay would change and things like that. So, but what this company had to offer was a lot. Like, they would train you to become a world-class developer, and doing things in a world-class way. So I overlooked my comfort zone, considering the fact that I was like at the peak of my career as an IT audit manager. I put in my application for Andela to start afresh because I wanted to be world class. And I didn't get there the first time. I persisted. The second time I applied, I got in. So when I joined Andela, it was like, starting afresh. The pay was very low. I was going to be trained. So as at that time, Andela trains you and pays you, but the pay is more like entry level. So it was a big decision. I was, at some point I was like, I will leave my successful career, go start afresh. But I didn't regret I did that, because after joining Andela, things changed. I got exposed to some new technologies. Prior to Andela, I thought I could code, but when I joined Andela, I had to unlearn some bad coding practices. So it was, I did the training for like 4 months, and I started working with software engineering firm remotely, who were based in the US. And so that was 2016. I didn't even know I was going to relocate to the US. So that experience working with world-class developers remotely from Nigeria actually made the transition a bit easy. And I remember when in the US, I did an internship with a big healthcare company, and they were really amazed that an intern could have that knowledge. I was like, even though I was an intern, I was working like a full-time developer, because I already had this experience and all these great things Andela taught us, and that has been life-changing. So having that company on my resume has been very life-changing. So that was a major shift for me, and I'm glad I took that leap.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Bukola. We are happy to hear you all the way from US. You're still ready to be here with us. Thank you very much. I appreciate. So we've learned a lot from your bold step, which is basically changing your line of career, your perspective, and what you do, and unlearning some certain things, because I believe that so many of us has been used to some trends, to some things that we refuse to give away, and some of those things are pulling us back. So it might also be a bold step for any of us here to unlearn some certain things and turn a new leaf and start afresh. So very quickly, I would like to know if we have any other person, hopefully the last person for today, any bold step you took in your life and how it influenced you, how it affected you.
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir. You're welcome.
Yeah, my name is Maswe Onyema. from Lagos. So
Yes,
first
sir.
of all, I want to thank you for this invitation, Mr. Priest.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you, the speaker, Mr. Bamidele. You did massively well, and I enjoyed this program. Thank you, everyone. Most especially this learning the impossible and achieving the extraordinary. I learned a lot from it. So I think from today, I will be the number one I'll be for this program. So I appreciate that. I appreciate. Thank you, everyone. And
Thank you.
this is a great opportunity for all of us. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So, any other answers? I've taken any bold step. Okay, very quickly, before I invite our convener to give the closing remark, I'd like to talk about myself. A few years ago, after my secondary school, when I completed secondary school, I was so confused with life on what next to do, what next step to do. Unfortunately, I didn't come from a very wealthy background, and I just have to take the normal process of sitting for jam and waiting for opportunities and all that stuff. So it got to a point I got so confused and frustrated, and it seems as if things were not moving. I wasn't getting the admission, no business opportunity, not learning a trade. So I was just trying to, but something happened at a particular time, and I've always referred this to as a remarkable step. In fact, I actually wrote an article recently which I captioned Metamorphosis because of what happened to me those years, and I talked about changing our personality and changing our form in order to move forward. Because for me then, I took a very bold step, and which was leaving my current location. So I left my location in the east. I came to the west. It was one of the remarkable steps I've taken in my life. And when I came back, I came to a new environment, I came to a new family, I came to a new idea, I came to a new perspective about life, and I started afresh. And with time, everything were, moving gradually. I took another step of taking a leap of getting to school, and that worked for me, starting up business, and all the things have just been working for me just because of that particular step I took in the year 2013. So for some of us, that bold step might not just be leaving our location, it might be leaving our mental state of mind. It might just be leaving some certain friends, it might just be leaving some certain skill, like our sister said, Mrs. Grace, she talked about unlearning some certain things. The bold step for us might just be unlearning some certain things that has been pulling us backward. So, and I believe that God will help us, and we are going to take that bold step, that bold leap that will take us to another level and will transform our life by God's grace. So very quickly, I would like to invite Mr. Oluwakoyejo Oluwatosin, our convener, to quickly give us a short speech and a closing remark for today's session.
All right, thank you very much. I want to thank our guest speaker today, Dr. Bamidele Ayemibo. Thank you for the very, very, very impactful session. We at the Confab, we are very grateful that you honored our invitation to impact us. The Confab started in 2010 while I was youth pastor, and the goal was to inspire young people to reach the fullness of their God-given potentials, and designed for the youths and young adults. And we have continued till today by the grace of God. Last year, we had our first major conference, and outside the walls of the church, as we know that we should spread our tentacles to be able to impact the wider audiences. And this year we started the Confab series. This is the third edition of the Confab series. Thank you for taking our time to impact and inspire us. We are very grateful. Then also to the rest of the participants today, I want to urge you, attending the conference alone is not enough. You need to put your all that you have heard into action. Our speaker said something which is quite notable. The reason we all need to listen and listen again. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. So for us to be able to maximize the fullness of this impactful session, we need to take out one evening to go over this video again. If you're yet to put your names on the registration sheets, please do so. The link has been sent. Before this time tomorrow, say 4 p.m., 6 p.m. tomorrow evening, the links for the video will be available and be sent to all participants. I want to enjoin you, begin to take bold steps in your life. There is nothing impossible until it is done. Be on the side of the champions. Then also let me talk about Nigeria a little bit. Nigeria is not as bad as people think. Yes, we have challenges. Every problem does have challenges. The speaker spoke to the fact that you cannot be a Lisa in Nigeria and expect to be an alligator in America. So if anybody is ignorant in Nigeria, it's ignorant everywhere. The fact that you change location does not mean that your circumstances are going to change automatically. You want to ask yourself, the people that have gone out of Nigeria, how many have returned as kings, is to tell you a lot. So we need to dig deep into ourselves, understand, build capacities. By the time you build capacities, you'll be able to turn around your Nigeria. There are multi-billionaires in hundreds in Nigeria. Why? Because they have been able to build capacity, grow their